my most amazing artists, and welcome back to our Woven Paper Hearts project. I'm super excited because today we are going to finish up this project, and I think you're going to be really happy with the end result because what we're going to do is we're going to take our weaving and we are actually going to do a heart cutout and glue it to our weaving, and you'll see that in just a minute later on in this video. But first, let's go over all materials that you're going to need to be successful today. So of course you're going to need your weaving that we did last time. Remember, the first few steps were to paint a variety of skin tones. We wove all those skin tones together to create one beautiful weaving, and now we are on to the last step, which is adding a heart around it. Okay, so you'll need your weaving. You're also going to need an additional piece of paper to cut your heart out. I'm using a black piece of paper, but of course you can use whatever color you want to. You also need some scissors, some glue or tape, and a pencil, and that is it. I'm really excited to show you guys the last step of this project, but before we get started, let's go ahead and say our class mantra all together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. My mantra: I am positive, I am creative, I am mindful, I am amazing, I am an artist. All right guys, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here's my weaving that we did last time, and I do have some edges that are falling off on the side, but I kind of like that, so I'm going to leave it. But if you want to trim those off, then you are free to do that. All right, now with my black piece of paper, or any color that you want that is a little bit bigger than our weaving, we are going to cut a heart out of this, okay? And remember, hearts are symmetrical. That means they are the same on both sides. If you were to draw an imaginary line down the center, they would be the same on both sides. So the way that we are going to cut our heart out is I am going to keep my paper horizontal. Does anyone remember what horizontal means? This is the opposite of horizontal, called vertical. Vertical goes straight up and down, whereas horizontal goes from side to side. Okay, so we want to keep our paper horizontal. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it over like a book. Fold it in half. Try to make sure that these two edges line up as best as you can, and then go ahead and press down right on that fold. So now my paper is divided in half. All right, this is like our line of symmetry, or where the middle line is of our heart. All right, and to make this a little bit easier, what we're going to do is take our pencil and we're going to start a little bit higher than halfway. Okay, it might be a little hard for you to see because I am using a pencil on black paper, but actually you can see that. So this is the beginning of my heart, and we are just going to draw half of a heart on this side. And we want it to be pretty big. We want it to take up this whole space, okay? We don't want to draw a little tiny heart, because then when we glue it on top of our weaving, we'll only be able to see a little teeny bit of our weaving. We want to be able to see most of our weaving when we do this. So try to make yours as big as this half of your paper. Okay, and you see how big I'm making it? I'm almost going to the edge, but I'm not going all the way to the edge, just close to it. And a heart on the top are two big curves. So that's what I'm drawing. But remember, we're just drawing half of a heart. We're not drawing a whole heart. And I'm rotating my paper as I'm doing this just because it's easier for me to draw. So starting, so here's the top of my heart, going all the way around, and a heart comes down to a point. So that's what we're going to draw. Okay. I'm bringing it down to a point. And you'll see what's cool about this in just a second. So after you draw half of your heart, taking up most of this half of our paper, we are going to take our scissors. Now, it's very important that we do not cut on the open side of our fold. We want to cut on the folded edge, okay? If we cut on this open side, then we're just going to get a bunch of random pieces of paper falling off, and we want this piece to be in one whole piece by the time we're done. And we want this to be a cutout of a heart, and you'll also have a heart shape by the time you're done, but we don't want any random pieces falling off, so that is why we are going to cut on the folded edge. Okay, are we going to cut on the open side? I hope not. Please cut on the folded edge. And we're going to use our scissor safety while we do this. So on the folded edge, I'm making my first cut, and my scissors are just going to follow that line that we drew earlier. Okay, being very careful, going around, making sure my scissors are not pointed towards me, they're pointed away from me. And my lazy hand is rotating this paper around. Okay, almost done. All right, so this is what it should look like when you're done. Okay, and what happens is when you open it up, you have a symmetrical heart. That means it's the same on both sides. So that's pretty cool. And you also have a heart cutout, which is absolutely gorgeous. And this is what we are actually going to use to put on top of our weaving, okay? The whole point of this project is to see that it doesn't matter what color your skin is. It matters that we're all human and we all are different, and that is absolutely beautiful. And that is what this project is meant to highlight. Because as you can see, all of these different skin tones are woven together. And it shows that we're really not that much different. We're all human. The color of our skin does not matter. We should treat each other all with respect and love and kindness. So you get an extra heart out of this, but we actually don't need this for our project, but you can hang it up in your room or hang it up on the fridge. But now you know how to cut out a symmetrical, perfect heart. What we need is the cutout of our heart. And we are done with our scissors now, so we can actually put those up somewhere safe. We don't need a pencil anymore. And I'm going to take my glue. Now I am, of course, using my glue cup and glue brush. Okay, but you can use a glue stick, you can use a glue bottle, even if you have tape or something, you can use that as well. And what I want to do is I want to go around the edge of my weaving. Okay, you see that? Just the edge of this rectangle. We don't want to put glue up here on these edges because that's not where our heart cutout is going to be glued. Okay, we want to glue it only to the edge. And the way we're going to do that is I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, remember, dot, dot, not a lot, and just put little tiny dots all the way around the edge. This technique does take a little bit longer than if you were to just plop the glue on there, but remember, we need to have craftsmanship. Does anyone remember what craftsmanship means? We learned about it in our alphabet soup project not too long ago when we were cutting out our soup and gluing on our napkin to our artwork. Craftsmanship is how neat something is, okay? It shows how much time and effort you put into your artwork. You can tell a difference between an artwork that has been rushed through and the artist didn't really care that much, and you can tell when an artwork really cared and took their time and tried to make their artwork as neat as they possibly could. And that is our whole goal. Remember, we want to be a level 3 craftsmanship artist. Alright, so I am taking my time, putting these little dots all the way around the edge, reminding myself, dot dot, not a lot, because I do not need a lot of glue. Just little dots all the way around the edge. We definitely don't want to put dots in the middle because that part is not going to have anything glued to it. It's going to be open. The only thing that is getting glued is the edge of our weaving. Okay? And if you do get too much glue, like a big old glob of glue, we don't need that much. You can just drip, drip, wipe it on the lip. So when your glue starts to drip, please wipe it on the lip of your glue cup. All right, that'll help you not get too much glue. All right, whenever you are done adding your little dots all the way around the edge, we are going to take our heart cutout and very carefully trying to line it up with the middle. Remember, we did fold this in half so I can kind of see where the middle is on my weaving, and gently place it down. It's gonna want to move around a little bit. That is okay. Alright, and I can see that my paper is a little bit bigger than my weaving, so I have a little bit of glue sticking out, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath my cutout and just put the glue where it needs to be. And this won't happen if your heart paper is the same size as your weaving. Like I said, mine was a little bit bigger, so it's going to be a little bit more tricky to glue this on. Okay, any extra glue, I'm just going to carefully with my finger wipe it away because I don't want to see that. I'm trying to have good craftsmanship, so I don't want any glue squishing out from under my heart. Okay, and I can tell over here this needs a little bit of glue. Ooh, I put too much glue. So I'm just going to carefully pick it up with my brush. Okay. And I'm just going to hold it down. And this part in the middle where our heart is, you might want to pull that up just a little bit. Put a little dot of glue and put it back down. Okay. Now I'm going to use my whole hand, and I am getting glue on my fingers. But guys, it's okay. Art is a little messy, so this might be a little bit messy, and that is totally fine. Miss McGuard has wipes for you to use at the end of class if you do get glue on your fingers. So what I'm going to do now is I've glued all the edges. I've made sure they're nice and secure and they're not wrinkling or anything like that. I want to hold it down and count to 10. So let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm pretty confident this is glued all the way, but I still want to do the wiggle test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and I actually want to hold it by these trimmings to make sure that that heart is glued on all the way. And if I flip it back over, ta-da! No edges came up, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Wow, I am so impressed with how this project has turned out. So far, I absolutely love seeing all your weavings, but I think once you put your heart cut out right on top, it'll just pull the whole thing all together. Remember, the importance of this project is to learn and show that all humans are the same, no matter what skin tone you have. We're all woven together in some kind of way, and that is a beautiful thing. We should show love and kindness to all of our friends and neighbors, no matter what they look like, because everybody is beautiful in their own way. Alright guys, I hope you had a lot of fun with this project. This is the last step of our project, so we are done. Next time we will be starting something brand new, and I'm super excited, and I hope you are too. I can't wait to see how your woven paper hearts turn out. I know they're going to be amazing because you guys are amazing. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Bye!